Today we're talking about fitness excuses, more specifically, the fitness excuses holding you back from making insane progress, building the body you've always wanted, and walking around with health, confidence, and a shit ton of energy. If you don't know me, my name's Coach Eli with 412 Coaching, and we help busy people just like you add fitness into your life and get in insane shape without having to add 10 plus hours to your schedule. So without further ado, let's destroy all of your fitness excuses one by one, man. Excuse number one, and probably the most common excuse I've ever heard in the fitness industry: I don't have enough time. And it's such a commonly used excuse because it's so easy to justify. It feels good to say, I don't have enough time to get in shape. And it completely removes your urgency to try to get in shape because you feel like you have a good reason not to. And what this excuse does is it shifts the blame from your inaction to your circumstances. And these are circumstances that you've created. So the concept of not having enough time is either not true or it's completely changeable. There's things you can completely remove from your schedule. There's things you can sacrifice. There's things you can move around. If you want it bad enough, you will make the time. But saying you don't have enough time can also be a smokescreen for other excuses. You might just be scared to try and fail, and it's easier to just tell yourself, oh, I don't have time, I'll get around to it. And you might be thinking, Eli, I literally don't have the time. Like, I'm not kidding, I don't have the time. Anything you prioritize, you make the time for. If you have an old friend coming back into town from out of state, you'll set aside 3 hours to hang out with that guy. If your kid has an important event at school, you'll set aside 2 hours for that performance. And if a new episode of your favorite TV show comes out, you're gonna set aside 45 minutes to an hour to watch that TV show. My point is, if something's rewarding and enjoyable enough, you are gonna make the time for it. So the key is not finding the time for fitness. The key is, how do you make fitness enjoyable so you do make the time for it? And we're gonna touch on that later in the video. But the bottom line is, you don't have a lack of time, you have a lack of prioritization. And if you truly want great results, you have to start making fitness a priority, and your schedule has to show that. This is a process I do with literally every single client that I onboard into 412 Coaching. We look at their schedules, we figure out when their free time is, when they have non-negotiable work blocks, things that reoccur that they can't move. And we find the best times for them to actually fit in a workout when they're the least tired, when there's the least friction, and when it makes the most sense. And it works every time. Now, I go over this entire schedule auditing process in another video, which I will link below. But that's basically how a schedule audit goes. But be real with yourself. It's not a time issue, it's a priority issue. In the moment you admit that, you take all the power back from the situation. See, when you blame it on the fact that you don't have time and you feel like that's out of your control, you have no power in that scenario. The key is taking your power back from these excuses so you can win. Excuse number two is timing, which is slightly different than time. Another common way people justify inaction is by saying now is not a good time. I'll do it when work slows down. I'll do it when my kids are back in school and I have more free time. I'll do it when XYZ is going on that is not going on right now. You know, essentially waiting for the perfect time so nothing can possibly get in your way. But I gotta be real with you, man. The perfect time does not exist. It's a false concept. I mean, think about it. A lot of you have been in long-term careers. Does work ever truly slow down? There's always ups and downs, busy seasons, less busy seasons, but there's always some level of unpredictability and busyness. Don't your kids kind of always need you? Isn't there always something going on? That's just kind of how life is. There's never really a point in life where all these responsibilities dwindle down and you're left with the free time to get in shape. And the thing that pisses me off as a coach is people will spend weeks, months, years, sometimes even decades waiting for this perfect moment to roll around that just simply is never going to happen. And fitness is never gonna be the only focus of your life. It's impossible. But this is the perspective I always tell my clients. Let's say that perfect time to start does roll around. All right, you're there. It's the perfect time to start. You're not busy at all. You can just lift, make progress. There you go. What happens when it does get busy again? Do you just quit and then start back up when it's less busy? That's no way to make long-term progress. Long-term progress is built by doing these inputs every day, every week of the entire year. It's not built by going hard for a few months. Oh, it's busy again. Now I'm gonna wait 7 months and I'm gonna start back up again. You're not gonna get anywhere. It's a waste of time. And just like time, a lot of the times this excuse is just a smokescreen for something else. Most people are just scared to start. They don't know what to do. They feel like if they do start and do something, it's not going to go well, and they're scared of those consequences. It's much easier to just keep waiting and waiting and waiting for that perfect time for all the stars to align. But the easiest way to overcome this and to take your power back so this excuse doesn't just haunt you is to figure out a way to get in shape while you are at your busiest. If you find a way to get in shape at the busiest parts of your life, it's just going to be even easier when you're less busy. But then you have that reassurance that when that really hectic season rolls back around, you got it covered. You know what to do. You have a plan in place to do that. Then you can stay in shape year round, and all of a sudden this excuse has no power over you. Excuse number 3, I can't stay consistent. Fair enough, most people can't. But is it because they lack discipline, knowledge, or follow through? Yes, but that's not the real problem. The actual problem is a structure problem. But think about it for a second. If you have no governing structure for how you're handling your fitness, nutrition, and cardio, it's gonna slip by the wayside. I mean, you're juggling a hectic work environment, your kids, your own personal responsibilities, home care responsibilities, and you're thinking like 4 million thoughts every second. If there's no routine to it, it's going away. You gotta understand, consistency only exists in the presence of routine. What you really need though is a repeatable system. I'm working out on these days at these times, and this is exactly what I'm doing. These are the days that I'm meal prepping, this is what I'm getting, these are the days that I'm going grocery shopping. When it's laid out in a schedule format, it actually has a chance of getting done. Look, I work almost 70 hours a week, and if I didn't have this structure in place, I know I'd be screwed. I know on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday, I'm working out at noon on the dot. I meal prep on Sunday and Thursday night at 9 p.m. and I set aside an hour for myself to do just that. And on that same Sunday before I meal prep, I spend half hour, 45 minutes grocery shopping, getting everything I need, and setting it aside. And by no means do you have to set aside that much time to get to your fitness goals. You know, you can condense that plan drastically and still get very far. And when that starts happening enough, you might start thinking, I'm just not the type of person who can do this stuff and stay on track. But that's bullshit. You don't need more motivation. You just need a good system. Also, consistency is super easy when you continually win the day. The thing that gets people to continue to show up is proving to themselves that they can do X, Y, Z. The reason I can lift almost 6 days a week and never take a day off is not because I have this insane discipline, but it's because I've proven to myself that I can do it thousands of times. So start like super easy, do 2 workouts a week, take 2 long walks per week, you know, eat 2 healthy meals per week. Just start slow and start somewhere. Once you understand what is the breeding grounds for consistency, you can take the power back from that excuse and actually start trying to build it. All right, fitness excuse number 4, I'm too tired. Look, being tired is just not a good excuse, man. A lot of the times people use tiredness kind of like a shutdown button when they feel too overwhelmed to do something. Think about it, you can use it so easily. If someone asks you to take out the trash, oh, I'm too tired. Somebody asks you to pick up this thing, oh, I'm too tired. The whole world is tired, man. Every working person on the planet knows what it's like to feel too tired. But you gotta understand, there's a pretty good chance you're tired because your life is lacking physical activity. When you're eating junk food, being sedentary, not moving around at all, kind of just repeating bad habits for years on end, you are gonna be tired. Your body needs that physical attention. So how do you get the power back from this stupid excuse that holds everybody back? Well, I'll tell you how. You can get in insanely good shape even if you're tired every single day. Let's say you just got done with work and you could either work out or go home and watch TV. If you're tired as hell, let's say you show up to the gym super tired. Is that workout for some reason not gonna have any positive effect on your life? No, once you start working out, you're gonna feel less tired and then it's just gonna go smoothly. Being tired can suck, but it's not like a roadblock. It doesn't actually stop you from completing a task. So that's what you gotta do. Work out tired, but also understand that the more physical activity you do, the less tired you're gonna feel over time. All right, now for our final excuse, I don't know where to start. Now this excuse is a tough one to overcome because it can happen for a number of reasons, and it usually doesn't actually have much to do with having a lack of information because, to tell you the truth, fitness is kind of simple and you don't need that much information to succeed with it. It all comes down to fear, you know, fear of doing everything wrong, fear of screwing something up, fear of getting injured, fear of not making progress, fear of proving to yourself that you're not actually cut out for this stuff. So you kind of stay stuck in this cycle of overthinking and thought patterns, and you never actually take any jumps towards where you want to go. Because it's a lot easier to just stay exactly where you are than try to enter new territory. But this is a phase with anything that you have to suffer through. You're not going to be good at anything when you first start out with it. And chances are when you're new to the gym, your confidence is going to be on the low side, because people like doing things that they're good at. They like doing things that they are proving to themselves that they can do successfully. Now, this excuse will always be a tough one to overcome, because people are always looking for the perfect place to start. Not only the perfect time, but the perfect place as well. Because they feel like if they start sloppy or haphazardly or not all the way in, that their progress is never gonna exist in the first place. But that's almost never the case. If you try, you fail, you try, you fail, you keep doing that and you keep growing. If you spend your entire life waiting to have all the answers, you're never gonna get anywhere. You get the answers by trying and failing. That's it, point blank. Again, the easiest way to start is just to start super easy. Do something that's hard to fail. One workout, one day of cardio. Just start with something little and keep building up on it. And you can combine research and action. You can research a concept that you're trying to work on, and then you want to immediately implement it. Like if you're looking up how to grow your chest, look it up, find a good article or find a good video, and then do that thing. Don't just build up this nest egg of research. Now, just to destroy your excuses even further, I'm going to attach a done-for-you workout routine that's catered to busy people like yourself. I have used this plan with some of my most successful clients who have worked up to 50 to 70 hours a week themselves, and it'll give you all the info you need to start working out and build insane progress in your first few months. So right off the bat, we're destroying the I don't know where to start, I'm not consistent, and I don't have enough time excuses with this plan. After you're done with this video, I want you to click the suggested video where I teach you how to perform a schedule audit so you can carve out the time to get in shape and actually put structure into those blocks that you carve out. All right, take it easy.